Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to Fandom Frequency. It's your boy, Kenny, and I'm introducing one of our new co-hosts here, man. You're going to be seeing a lot more of him. It's my main man, Skippy. What up, man?
How's it going there, Kenny? How's everything?
Everything's been good, brother. Just trying to get through all this COVID craziness. We've both been busy with work and all that good stuff, but we're finally reconnecting after this crazy pandemic, man, and we're getting back talking about something we love the most, and I'm talking about Loki. Welcome back to the recap, y'all. We're talking about episode 3, Lamentis. And just overall, man, with no further ado, what were your general thoughts on the episode?
I like the episode a lot. I mean, it introduces a little bit more of what we could see in the future of the MCU with the variants and stuff like that. We talked a little bit more beforehand of what we could see possibly with the multiverse. I'm liking the episode, how we're able to see how the Lokis are actually interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And
like just their whole back and forth and their dynamic of how she's so like aggressive, while the Loki we're more familiar with, Tom Hiddleston, he's more like suave and more debonair, you know what I mean, and trying to be more like personable. Where she's just like, fuck you, give me the information I need or I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, she's very aggressive. Yep. Very aggressive.
She almost reminds me like Thor. It kind of like her the way she acts sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is funny. She seems very Odinson. That is for sure.
That is definitely true. Holy crap. Yeah, that's it's great to see those two just pair off with each other.
Yep. Definitely. And yeah, man, I mean, do you think this episode was better than the previous two? About the same? Or a lot of people said this was kind of filler and they weren't really feeling it as much.
I do kind of agree with it being filler because there wasn't really too much story progression. Like
somewhat, yeah.
There was like, obviously we learned a little bit more with Lady Loki.
Yeah.
With how, why she kind of had to go up against the TVA in the sense of, I guess, what should I call it? If she's trying to what should I think here? I'm trying to remember.
Like more like her backstory, kind of how she like grew up as like an orphan, or
more of an orphan type, and we also learned a little bit more of her powers and everything.
And how she does the enchantment magic, while Loki does the illusion projection, where he portrays a 3D like mirror of someone, while she enchants the person and makes them see whatever they want to see.
Yeah. Well, she has that like seductive type of situation of showing them little images of their past and everything, so forth. So it's very cool to see the differences between those two.
Definitely. And just the actors themselves, Sophia DiMartino as Lady Loki, Sylvie, and Tom Hiddleston killing it as always as Loki. And for me, man, I really enjoyed the episode overall. I would say it is the weakest of the three, but not by much, honestly. It's just because it does have a little more of that filler feel to it, where there's not a lot of story progression, but we're progressing with the characters and we're building on characters, and we're using the situation of them being stuck in that place to really get to know each other, and for the audience to get to know Lady Loki and to see the differences in between them, and to get an understanding of not just what's going on in the world around them in the MCU, but what's going on just in their own psyches and in their own journeys of trying to chase their glorious purpose. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed the episode, man. Like, I dug it a lot. It was very entertaining, but just wasn't as what's the word? It wasn't as not engaging, but it wasn't as captivating. Like I was just in it for the first 2 episodes where I was like, "Oh my god, what's happening? What's going to happen next?" And just the discussions between Mobius and Loki and the TVA and what they're all about and Miss Minutes and all this stuff and just the mystery of who's the variant and what are they doing and just leading up to her bombing the timeline. That was just like such a crescendo, which was just really awesome, kind of setting up the first act of the series here. But I'm still really loving it, man, and still like season episode 3 a lot. I would give it at least 7.5, man. Like it's really good. And I would definitely watch it again, and it's still a lot of fun. But those first two is just kind of hard to top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. I'll give it a 7.5 as well because like I said, it kind of does introduce what could possibly happen in the future.
Exactly.
Like it's a little bit more character development, not too much storyline.
Yeah.
But it's still a great episode overall. Like the little banter that they got between the two, that little bar scene with when Loki got drunk and everything, and he started to sing, and he had a little reference to Thor when he smashed the glass
Oh
onto the
yeah.
ground, and the lady Loki, she was like caught off guard. She's like, you know what? We're supposed to be undercover. Like we can't be too loud for this whole
Exactly.
scene. We're supposed to, get what we need to get and get out of here. That's the
He's
whole point.
used to the old Asgardian way where we're pillaging fucking villages and we're fucking up shit, and then we're drinking and we're singing and we're having a good time, and I'm smashing the glass before I leave the damn place, He's just used to that ruffian type of vibe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very two different characters for sure. Very two different.
I love man, it's just so good. It's just so well done the way those actors are playing it and the way it's written, just with their dynamic, you know what I mean? And just the variant of it. I like there's so much similarities but so many differences without feeling forced, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? How you can watch time
definitely.
travel movies or certain movies with alternate universes and it's like, oh, this guy is such an extreme version of this other guy or whatever. And then the gender bending thing isn't like a big deal either, and just the sexuality of the character and both Lokis kind of going both ways that's cool with me, and it makes sense for the character going back to Norse mythology. So I just like how they weren't afraid to address it. They just put it out there, but at the same time, they're not like, "Hey, diversity." You know what I mean? It's a
Very
good
true,
thing,
very true.
but they're doing it in an organic way, which is the way I prefer it to be done. You have your representation. You're not afraid to talk about things going on. You're not excluding certain groups for what their preference is or anything like that. But at the same time, they're not patting themselves on the back like, oh, look at what we did.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, with this episode, we talked a little bit beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
The variants of a certain character, we're gonna see a lot of that with Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah,
we're gonna see different variants of Tobey Maguire's, Andrew
very likely,
Garfield's,
yo.
Tom Holland. A lot of different variants plays into that. Also, with a different movie series as well. X-Men, we can see a lot of different the variants of the X-Men's.
Exactly.
Them coming in also with maybe Fantastic Four. We don't know.
Yep, because with Doctor Strange 2, aka the Multiverse of Madness, we could see multiple versions of all the Avengers, possible X-Men, mutants, Eternals. Like the possibilities are endless between that and Spider-Man No Way Home, because with them already confirming that Doc Ock is coming back from the Alfred Molina version from the Tobey Maguire trilogy, and we're getting Jamie Foxx Electro over there from Andrew Garfield's universe. It's already kind of confirmed we're going to be getting into that. They just haven't confirmed technically the two Spider-Men yet, but I feel like at least one of them, if not both of them, are going to show up. I think they're just trying to keep it as a surprise. But at the end of the day, the multiverse is definitely happening in No Way Home, and it's definitely going to happen in Doctor Strange, and Wanda plays a part in that. And her being a Nexus being in the comics, who is a being that exists across all of the multiverse and plays an important role in each universe that she's in, could be her, could be Loki. Him being a variant and kind of having that Nexus energy about him, and that two Lokis are both kind of screwing up the timeline at the same time is kind of weird at the same time. So it's kind of cool. They're kind of blending the lore from the comics. none of it's confirmed yet, but it's just cool kind of having that speculation and kind of just seeing where things can go for sure. And there was one other thing I was going to bring up. Oh, yeah, the big bombshell that all the TVA agents are variants, yo. They're all variants from across the timeline. Like C-20 is from hundreds of years ago.
That's something very interesting to see how they could play, with the story.
Yeah.
Because obviously that one lady we seen that was taken by Loki or taken control, trying to get the location of the
timekeepers.
The timekeepers, yeah. And she came out of it and she's realizing all these memories from her past life. And she's thinking, she's going crazy. She's like,
Wait,
what's
what?
going on?
I don't remember this.
And then slowly but surely, she's starting to like, oh, wait a minute. This was something beforehand. Like this is my past life. And the timekeepers, they're recruiting a lot of different humanoids from what we've seen so far. So it might be someone from Earth, a lot of them from Earth.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see. I forgot Loki's main part there in the episode 1.
Oh, Mobius.
Mobius, there we go.
Yeah, because he's a variant.
Yeah, he's a variant, and it's going to be interesting to see what his life was like. Because he was
before the TVA,
yeah. So
jet skis, bro.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. The jet skis itself is... there's going to be like a huge thing that's going to be coming into play for that.
Yep, and now I kind of know what it is. This guy was like Patrick Swayze in Point Break, bro. He was riding around on a fucking jet ski, man. He totally was a Glamis every summer.
Yeah.
Like, that was the guy, bro. Like, we're going to see like Wedding Crashers looking Owen Wilson. Watch. He's going to have the hair back and everything, bro. I'm telling you.
It'll be a good Easter egg for sure.
For Mobius, bro. But it's like, I feel like that's kind of what they're setting it up for. But either way, it's almost like that was a hint at that, actually. I think it was. That he was like a human from a regular time. Because he's like, what's up with this? Why do you have a affinity for that if you never saw that?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
For sure. Like, it's going to be awesome to see the next coming episodes. Because they're saying that episode 4 and 5 is supposed to be like a big shotgun reveal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been the actors who's playing the characters. They're saying that episode 4 and 5 is gonna kind of blow the waters of expectations of the upcoming episodes and stuff like that. And it might do us a curveball. We might see something different coming up from what we're anticipating. Especially with the timekeepers, because we haven't seen them at all yet.
Nope. And that plays into that theory I was teasing you about earlier. I think the timekeepers are real. They do exist. They're not space lizards, though. They're all 3 alternate versions of Kang the Conqueror.
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense.
One of them actually resembles Jonathan Majors quite a bit in just his features and everything. There's actually, I'm going to edit some footage in here later of him, or at least a picture of the statue so you can kind of see what I mean. But yeah, it looks a lot like that actor they cast to play Kang in Ant-Man 3. So I'm thinking this could be 3 different versions from the comics of Kang the Conqueror that have all came together to ensure that no matter what, Kang is in control of the sacred timeline, which is the timeline he prefers where he runs things. You know what I'm saying?
That honestly is a high possibility of that theory being correct, because Kang the Conqueror is technically from the future. And having that being said, seeing that on screen and getting that all revealed, it'll shock a lot of people.
Exactly.
They'll be like, what? He's been here the whole time that we haven't heard about?
And it plays into everything. It's set up variants, dog. The whole idea of variants. He's like, oh, I could use variants to police the timeline while me and these other variants and myself control the timeline. So no matter what, I'm in control. And the main version that we kind of know Kang to be could actually end up taking over and be the only Kang, or he's lying and there is just him. So we don't know, but I think it's 3 versions of him because there's Iron Lad from the comics, who's a version of him. There's the regular version, and there's also another version, which I forgot the name of, but his name is like... I forgot his name, but he actually has a pocket dimension that looks just like the design of the TVA in the show when Loki was looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
It looks just like that in the comics where this Kang rules. So I'm like, I'm telling you, man, like all these little hints and references have to add up in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm on to something. So you heard it here first. If it goes down, you heard it here at Fandom Frequency first, yo. I think I cracked the case.
It's definitely there for sure. Like, and it also sets up the Ant-Man and then the Wasp.
Exactly,
with
bro.
The quantum realm and everything. Maybe he's trying to tap into that and the kind of intertwine with each other, deal with the little conflicts, and it's up to Ant-Man and the Wasp to stop him.
Exactly. What if he has to go through the quantum realm to take over the timeline because the TVA took over the way that he's doing it now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes a lot of sense. And makes a lot of sense of why everyone is pretty much human. Because Kang is technically a humanoid as well.
Yep.
So I like that theory a lot. It plays pretty well with everything.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's right. Because I had the idea last episode when he was talking about the timekeepers, but I was like, all right, let me wait and see more of what's going on to kind of see if this makes any sense. But I was like, okay, the TVA agents are not created by somebody like out of nothing. So he's not an all-powerful being. I'm already getting Wizard of Oz vibes anyway. Ravonna Renslayer appears to have met them, but acts like she hasn't.
Yeah.
And in the comics, she's the love interest of Kang. All 3 timekeepers are Kang, so she's technically in love with all of them.
With all of them, yeah.
So why would she not help them, no matter which version she's actually with or got with first?
Yeah, that's totally makes sense because she's the only one technically, right, that actually sees the timekeepers.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
So, wow.
So she's directly involved, or maybe she's the damn timekeeper. Who knows? But I doubt that. But she's directly involved with it. Like, I'm telling you, man, I'm getting some strong Kang the Conqueror variant vibes, man. But at the end of the day, we still have no idea where the hell this is going. And at the end of this episode in particular, our 2 Lokis are stuck on Lamentis 1. They missed their escape plan, and the temp pad is still low battery. So how the hell are they going to get off this planet, man? What do you think? How are they getting off the planet?
I think because Loki, he's technically said he broke it. Mm-hmm. I feel like he didn't really break it. It's an illusion.
I was thinking that too.
I feel like it's going to be an illusion, and he's going to use, his leverage to actually reveal the female's Loki's plans with why she wants to go to the timekeepers, kill them, and all this other stuff to get a little bit more information. He can obviously...
to kind of determine his next move and determine, am I going to betray her? Are we going to work together? What's the next move?
Definitely. And then right now, at that time, the whole city, we've seen at the last scene with our last glimpse of hope, the ship got destroyed by an asteroid or something along that line there. And getting electricity isn't too crazy. I'm pretty sure that they can easily grab it.
That's what I was thinking too. With everything blowing up and everything kind of going haywire, they could still get some power from the Ark necessarily if there's some debris or something like that.
And no, there's that, and I think I seen a sneak peek of them arriving back to the headquarters. I think.
Okay, so I actually haven't seen any footage, so that's interesting.
Yeah, like it's it could be another scenario that the TVA could save them last minute. Like they probably found them in the nick of time
and grabbed them real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be simple like that. Just right at the opening episode, time portal, get your ass over here, back over there, because Ravonna Renslayer's on their tail. So that would be a cool way for her to kind of enter the picture and get into the conflict of the series and kind of going into the second act of the show here. But I mean, yeah, man. Are there any other finishing thoughts you have before we wrap up the recap for today?
Recap.
Anything else you want to mention, or even a question you want to pose to the audience? You know what I'm saying?
I actually got a question for you.
What's up?
With the X-Men, because they're going to be introducing them pretty soon. Not pretty soon, but in the distant
next
future.
3-4 years tops, yeah.
With the X-Men team, who would you want to introduce as the new cast of the team? Would you want the original cast of the team, or would you want it like kind of a newer version? Because
I'm more inclined to go with the new version.
With the new version of everything?
Yeah. Now, if they want to do some variant stuff and include the original Fox era X-Men in a certain way, if they want to get any of those people back for a cameo, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
But for moving forward for the main X-Men team, I want characters we haven't seen before. I want people like Bishop. I want people like Gambit actually having a role. I want to see Jubilee get a role.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one other character I had in mind. I forgot, but I had another character in mind. But I want to see some new X-Men characters brought to the forefront. I want Magneto, Professor X, all those people recast, fresh actors, whatever age they want to go for, and really build out the X-Men and take the time with it. But I just want fresh actors, man.
No, I got you on that. I think for myself, I want to see Cyclops playing a bigger role compared
Definitely.
Because in the original members, they had Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Angel, and I'm trying to remember. There's like a fifth member. I'm trying to remember. Iceman, there you go. And they also had Professor X and also Magneto. Magneto obviously had another team of his own.
Brotherhood of Mutants, yeah.
But I would like to see someone working around that area, branching in as this is their starting team, and he slowly recruit.
Build it out like the Avengers, man, and take their time, build out the school, build out the students, and build out the world of the X-Men, man. Really treat it like the corner of the Marvel Universe that it is.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people. There's like different variants of the X-Men team.
Exactly.
Like, it's
X-Men red team, blue team, gold team. So there's so many things they can do with it, man, and the sky's the limit, yo. But what did y'all think about Loki episode 3, Lamentis? Let us know in the comments section below if you're watching us on the YouTube, man. Make sure you click that like button, click subscribe. It really helps us out a lot, man. We're trying to reach our first 100 subs. So help out the team over here at Fandom Frequency and click that sub button. Share with your friends. If you're checking us out on audio format, we're all over the place. Google, Spotify, you name it. Just Google Fandom Frequency, put it in that search bar, download the episode. And until next time, I'm Kenny. This is my main man, Skips. Peace out, y'all, and we'll see you on episode 4.
Good night, everybody.